Prashant. It is that for some time I have been observing that the mind is like a sine curve. There are highs and lows, crests and troughs. But the lows are more frequent and wider than the highs. Why is it so? You see, lows are lows. Your problem arises when the highs are also lows. Then all that you get is only lows. In a sine curve, you ought to have lows and highs. Now lows are lows. But it becomes tragic when the highs are also lows. What is sad and depressing is indeed sad and depressing, but what was supposed to be exciting and wonderful too turns out to be sad and depressing. Then it is a betrayal of hope. Then it is indeed doubly depressing. This is what happens when we make a bad deal. And the mind, though it thinks itself to be a very clever businessman, but it always makes bad deals. The mind is a trader. It gives away something and it wants something in return. Kindly see what it gives away and what it wants. It gives its essence away. It gives freedom away. It gives love away. It gives simplicity and sincerity away. What does it want? It wants acceptance. It wants pleasure. It gets defeated on both counts. How? What you are attempting to give away is something that cannot be given away. It cannot be traded. It is your essence. How will you trade it? So you say that I am prepared to give up my freedom. I willingly want to be a slave. But you cannot give up your freedom. Could you give up your freedom? You would not have felt any sadness in being a slave. But when you are a slave, you feel great sadness precisely because you are still free. Because your nature is freedom. So when you wear an artificial slavery on the outside, it doesn't quite fit nicely. Inside you are something else. Inside you are always free. And outside you are artificially wearing slavery. Now, there can't be an adjustment between inside and outside. There is no harmony between how you are acting and what you are. There is a dissonance, and this dissonance is suffering. So on one hand you have lost in terms of what you wanted to give away. You wanted to give it away, you couldn't give it away. You have lost. On the other hand also you have lost. How? By giving up your freedom, you wanted to gain pleasure, happiness. You thought this will give you something, satisfaction. You don't get that. You don't get that. You get a semblance of satisfaction, a very fleeting semblance. It doesn't last long. The proof is you want to move on. You want something else. What seemed very satisfying doesn't seem satisfying at all. Very soon. Your search doesn't stop. You want the next thing. You have lost on both counts. What you wanted to give away could not be given away. What you wanted to attain could not be attained. It's such a bad deal. And the mind is such a poor trader. When you are losing on both counts, when you are being defeated on both sides, is it any wonder that you feel depressed? Ours is the situation of a man who trades everything away and gets nothing in return. Double depression, double debit. And this will be the punishment of all those who try to trade the essentials of life away. Do you know how we trade them away? By setting up wrong priorities. What is a priority? A priority is a trade-off. A priority is a deal. When you say this is my priority, what you say is I will do this at the expense of something else, because the list of priorities is always there. When you say something is number one in my priority, what you are saying is I will get this thing and I am prepared to leave 2, 3, 4 and 5. That is what priority means. A trade, a deal.
Opportunity cost.
Kind of. Now, for the mind, the list always comprises of things that will give it a false sense of security, pleasure, acceptance, all that. The essential is way down in the priority list. If you look at the mind of the so-called common man and you ask him to list down his priorities in life, just circulate a form and ask people to list down, just ask the question, what do you want in life? Yeah, what are your priorities? Tabulate them. And then look for the words truth or freedom. You will probably not find them at all. Try this. Do this experiment. Circulate a form and write down what are your priorities. People will write money, car, status, job, career, this and that. You will not find the word truth at all. So what does the mind do? Mind says truth is my 52nd priority. So when it is 52nd, it can be traded away, right? It is not important. It wants to trade it away. Without realizing that that is number one. We very easily dispense it away. Give it. And in return get something else. Let me be called respectable, acceptable. Let me give up friendship and gain a network. Now you don't even know that you are making such a poor deal. Let me give up love and gain security. Let me give up truth and gain respectability. You will be beaten at both ends. Truth you won't be able to give up, so it will keep calling and keep disturbing you. It's very obstinate. It's like a festering wound, truth. It doesn't let you sleep. You think you have given it away. I've traded it away. It's like trading away your soul. You trade it away, yet it doesn't go. It calls in your dreams. Now you can't sleep. You can't sleep. You think you have given it away. You think you got your 2 rupees. But it won't let you sleep. So what you have given you away doesn't go away. And what you think you have obtained is anyway worthless. What else will you get? Depression. Depression means the heights are unknown to me. The only height is the core, the essence, the self. The one who doesn't know the self will always be in depression. That is the definition of depression. The aloneness of the top, the aloneness of the pinnacle, that is the self. That is the only height possible. And if you are not there, then you are somewhere down. That is depression. The one whose mind is not in contact with that alone. And the pinnacle is a point. It's a center. It's a bindu. The one whose life is not centered around that bindu will always find himself down. Have you heard this phrase? How are you? Well, I am feeling a little down. This being down has become a characteristic of our lives. We are always down. And that is the reason why we keep asking, what's up? Nothing. What's up? Nothing. Imaginations are up, that's all. Life is down. Life is down.